Hello everyone, I am glad that you were able to make it to today's video here at Tarot Parlor. Today is going to be a psychic drawing guided interpretation. So it's going to be an intuitive interpretation of these psychic drawings that I have on this sketch pad. This is a lot of fun for me to do because I do enjoy sharing what these downloads are, what the images are that I get, and the meanings of them. And it's just a lot of fun to get those meanings from spirit about images and symbols and things like that. So if you like learning about symbolism and spiritual meanings, then you'll really enjoy today's video. Also, this is a collective reading. A collective reading means that whoever finds the video, there's going to be a message here for you. There's going to be something here that you're meant to find. And it is for a collective amount of people. There's no set amount that this video is for. So if you have found this video, welcome. This video is for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of our sketches and images here. Now, I have a character that showed up today that was literally in my very last psychic drawing. And I'll show him to you in a minute. If you want to see that video, there's going to be a link right up here that you can click on and watch. You can watch it before this video or after this video, whenever. But yeah, there's this character showed back up and he is actually advanced in life today. Let's take a look at a card for today to get started. My breath connects me to life. So let's go ahead and take a cleansing breath. Breath in and exhale. All right. Now let's take a look at some of these images. So first, here's what he looked like the other day when we did this reading. Right here is the character I'm talking about. And I named him the Sombrero Man. No, Sombrero Amigo. Okay, because he was just a Mexico man wearing traditional dress from his country with a large sombrero. I didn't make it as large as it was, but I tried my best. And he had a message, and his message was, take time to sit in the shade with the poppies. See how happy he is taking shade with the poppies? And he's wearing this orange sombrero, which represents taking time to celebrate. So he likes to celebrate, and he's taking a moment out of his day to sit in the shade with these poppies. Okay, so there was a lot of meaning in there. It is, like I said in the video right up here. But today, this is how he showed up. He's made some changes, as you can see. So he's not wearing traditional dress anymore, number one. Number two, he's got this glare coming off of his lapel. And also his hat has gotten smaller. His sombrero has gotten significantly smaller, but he still has it. Okay, so what does all this mean? So again, a Sombrero Amigo is about protection, affection, and friendship. His hat is about celebration and the need to embrace a more carefree, festive attitude. So this message is coming forward today. You know if that is for you, okay? Or what it pertains to in your life, it's clicking right now for you. Now, as a Mexico man, he can represent something foreign or unfamiliar, or something that you have gotten away from. If you're from Mexico, okay, yourself, and it's something that you may need to revisit, okay? But it is also harmonious, prosperous, and a lucky phase of your life. So the Mexico man is a lucky phase of your life, a harmonious time. Now, the smaller sombrero this week means that he is making the choice to do less celebration. As you can see, he's not giving up celebration time. He's just not celebrating as much so that he can have something else. He's traded it for, it looks like, this suit and this bright lapel pin. Okay, and this is a nice suit. This suit is brand new. It is, it's tight. It's not like tight on him. It's just like tailored just right. You know what I'm saying? And there was no wrinkle. It was like perfect. So the suit itself is a desire for renewal, refreshment, and transformation in life. So this was a desire that he was having. And with it being a new suit, it's a new identity. So his desire to change his personality or to improve his self-image is something that he may have achieved at this point. So he's taking on a new structure in his life. This is no longer his total structure. Celebration is no longer his big sombrero of structure. He's still keeping it, but now he's learning to balance that sombrero with a different structure in his life. Okay? All right. So we'll get into more. Well, let's just go ahead and talk more about. Okay, so his lapel. I was wondering if I should jump around a little bit, but we'll go ahead. His shiny lapel is a positive attention or recognition for something. So he is being recognized for something positive, and it's positive recognition. So probably for taking on this new structure, or he's obtained a new identity in this, right? And it's a very positive thing. It's also about protection and good luck and being honored. So as you can see, he's being honored here for something. He's made a switch from this being his whole control in his life, his whole life purpose, to balancing it with this new structure, this new identity for himself. And he's happier. He's a happier man, a happier amigo. Now, how did he make this change? What happened? What happened? We'll go back to that in a second. First, we're going to go to some words that showed up in the beginning. So I saw him first. And then I did see the other figure. But I also saw this right here. This is a purse with triangles on it. You see there's like triangles around it, and it's a triangle purse with a handle that is anchored to this word. And as you can see, this word appears to be underwater. So it's standing up straight like this, and I was getting a straight on visual to it. So if the notebook was standing up like that, right, it was vertical. And I was looking right at it eye level with the words, and it was underwater. So it was ripply looking. And the words, so there's a Z on this purse. It's a triangle purse, and there's triangles on the purse. All of that has meaning. We'll get into that. And then there's the words boo and pull. B-O-O-P-O-O-L. Now, when you get psychic visions, you can get words. It's not always that often. And sometimes you can get words in other languages. I've gotten words in Arabic. I've gotten words in French. I've gotten words in Gaelic. I've gotten words in lots of different languages. So you can get them in languages. You can get them just like this. And you have to like figure out, what does this mean? So all this being put together like this is going to be like... the meaning is together, a together meaning, okay? So let's go with the purse first. So the purse represents your personal identity, okay? That's the first thing it represents. But it can also be balanced resources. It can be a unique identification for yourself, a unique ID. And it could be a protection of your assets. Okay? Interesting. Finding a triangle purse can be a new opportunity to gain control or a fresh creative approach to self-worth. So as you can see, our guy here, from yesterday, how he was, I've got another image from yesterday. So yesterday, how he was, today he got more self-worth. And the Z on here can be a couple of different things. But one, it can be something that you're completing because it's the last letter of the alphabet. It could be the final phase of something, right? Or the end of a journey. But it could also be related to zoom, zip, zippy, something fast or quick, because those are Z words. And that's literally like the meaning that was coming out too. So quick or lively. So something happening very fast. Okay. And it could also be a person's name or influence on self-worth and finances. So I think this was a quick happening of an influence on his self-worth and finances. Okay? Because that's literally the transformation he's had. So I definitely think that's what it relates to. Now, the words boo pool. So for boo, we've got, this is where quick comes into play, okay? It can be a quick jolt or sudden alert that can shift your perspective. So as you can see here, this new identity that he was going to get in self-worth happened quickly. It was a quick jolt to get him into that frame of mind. And something did. So something attempted to frighten him, either spiritually or whatever, that got him into this way of thinking. And, you know, of course, boo is not usually meant to be horror. It's more of like a lighthearted attempt, a lighthearted alert to get you there. So it could be a situation as well that turns fear into joy. So a restructuring of something stressful in your life that with laughter and curiosity can shift your perspective to a positive. Yeah, so it's also about being vulnerable and that softness that comes with being vulnerable, which is what our little celebrator, our little amigo was, right? And then the word pool, this is fascinating. So with the word pool, this is where it gets into how divine this transformation and quickening, a quickening that happened to him was. So this is about holding a space that's a holding space, okay, for an emotional state or a subconscious mindset. Okay, holding space. Because you know how a pool holds water? So whether it's natural or a man-made one, this can be about cleansing, renewal, divine intervention. Because pools symbolize cleansing, renewal, divine intervention, and gathering truth. And spiritual realm, where the physical and spiritual intersect for healing. You know, where the surface level on the water, and then that deep spiritual meaning below that intersect for healing. It represents a consecrated balance associated with miracles. So a place for miracles. So something happened that brought our amigo here into a miracle transformation that gave him an instant reframing and new identity that was awarded and high esteemed. Wow, something. I don't know what, we'll see, but something did. So pools represent God's provision and turning barren, difficult times into a source of life and refreshment. So yesterday, here he was trying to get some shade to sit amongst the poppies. You know, his whole life philosophy of celebrating had left him out in the heat probably, right? And he was taking some shade with the poppies. But then something happened and he switched up some of that celebration and got this, all of this. So luck was on his side. God, divine intervention was on his side. It came in quickly and swiftly and even stunningly. It stunned him when it came in. And then we got this image right here. This image is 3 phases of life. So we have got a young woman, like in her 20s. Let me tilt this up, okay? We got a young woman in her 20s. We got a nun, and then we got a Grim Reaper. So what all could that mean, right? Well, we know what that means. It means birth, life, death, and rebirth. Life, death, and rebirth. The cycle of life and rebirth. The whole cycle. Not just some of it, not just where, you know, it ends, but where there is no finality ending. You have an ending, but you also have a beginning right after. So that's what he had here. He had some kind of situation that brought that about to him. So this is about innocence, faith, and finality. Okay, innocent. Okay, right here. It's about innocence, faith, and finality. Okay, and then we've got the Reaper for the end of life. We've got the Nun for guidance. And then we got the Girl for inner cleansing. Okay, so wow. Innocence, faith, and finality. So something happened that literally instantly got him into this new frame of mind that he wasn't even thinking about. He was just going to take that shade with the poppies. Okay, so then, let me cover up these. We got old Mr. Moneybags. Isn't that interesting how he popped up? This was a fun one. I love it when I get these ones. That's why I can't wait to share these. So, Rich Uncle Pennybags is what he's called. Now, let me explain something about him. I kind of felt that he was a resemblance of God in a way to him. I felt like immediately after I saw the guy, our amigo, and he had this new suit and he had this new name badge and it was, you know, so glowing and so beautiful that if I felt like God had done something for him. And as you can see, he's an older guy. He's an older Mr. Pennybags. His hat's a little bit misformed, just misformed, because he's worn it for a long time. Now, if you notice, it's not broken or what's the word, disheveled. It's not bummy looking in any way. If it was, then he could represent a trickster. So, you know, this image could be a trickster. But because it's just overworn a little bit, that's just showing age. Okay? And as you can see, his face is round. His eyes are round. His nose is round. His mouth is round. He's innocence. Okay? So this is literally like God is what I was guided. So he represents an intense desire to progress and excel in life. So he had the desire, but all he was doing was celebration in his life. That was what was ruling his life. And because he had the desire for change, that's the whole point. He had the desire for change. Boom. God decided to make a happening for him. And he showed up in this form, in his nice suit, right? And he represents wealth and power. And a desire to control a situation that you feel vulnerable about. So that was there, the desire to change the situation. There we go. A lighthearted approach to money. See how he's smiling after he's done what he's done financially for the guy? Very lighthearted approach. Now his top hat represents the embrace of chaos and whimsy. Okay, so boo, chaos, and then whimsy, the change. You know, the instant change with the purse, instant change. And orderly magic. So orderly magic. So I really felt this represented God that showed up for him and gave him a new life's purpose. But God didn't not like him. You see what I'm saying? He just wanted to balance him out with the desire that he had for the changes that he wanted to make. And it's like God showed up and said, that sounds good. You know, let's go ahead and balance what we're doing here and give you what you're not having by balancing out your time with what you're doing. So, yeah. So he helped him balance out his philosophy. God showed up and did it for him. Then I got this image, these two images, which were divers. Let me cover these up for right now. These two little divers. I'll scoot this way up here. Okay. So we've got a Tetra fish that was diving, and we've got a sea monkey that was diving. So the Tetra fish, first of all, the fish, oh, where did I have it? The diving fish is about taking the plunge in waking life. So he took a plunge. God showed up and he took a plunge. God heard him. He may not have even been praying, but he was sitting there in nature amongst those poppies, you know, and I think God just heard him. So it does suggest transition in waking life, going from the surface level of something to a surface level of thinking to a profound self-awareness, urging you to address your underlying feelings and taking that plunge. So that's literally what happened to him. This little diving fish explains what all of this was and how it related to him getting the gift of this new suit and beautiful lapel badge. Okay, let's look at our little sea monkey. So this is often a need to nurture small new ideas because sea monkeys are small, right? And you have to nurture them, and it takes a long time. You have to be patient because they take a long time to develop. So it can be any kind of ideas like that that have to be nurtured and take a long time. So he may have wanted to do this, and it may have, you know, he just didn't have, God came in and made it happen instantly for him. So he didn't have to, but he had the desire to. Okay? So it reflects the desire to see hidden potential flourish. And it represents a need to connect with your playful, innocent, primal aspects of yourself. So because he's just innocent and playful, God, that's where God can meet you. Right there. Right there where the two intersect. Miracles and innocence intersected, and that was God's door opening right there. That was his, what's it called? You know, doorway in. Now, diving itself represents bridging the gap between the conscious, surface level, and that deeper spiritual reality. So he had some kind of deep, profound spiritual reality sitting right there with those poppies yesterday. And this was his transformation as a result because God was there. Yeah. Then we move on to the next image, which is interesting. This was Lucile Ball, and Cruella Deville combination. As you can see, she's kind of squared, but yet high cheekboned, and the eyelashes are really overdone, and everything else can be kind of smooth like Lucille Ball. So she's the combination of the both. In a caricature, this is literally what I saw. Let me bring her back down this way a little bit. And what that basically means is, well, with Cruella, she has the two hair colors. This one didn't. We took on the persona of a brown hair color instead of going red, and instead of going black and white, we met a middle balance with brown. But that could mean that you're hiding an imbalance because the black and white represents an imbalance, okay? Cruella Deville represents a cruel devil. So a tendency that you can have of handling things like a cruel devil, but hiding that aspect of yourself. And making the choice, since she looked more like Lucille Ball than Cruella, to go forward with having a ball, trying to have a ball in life and be more lighthearted, even though you feel disorganized, patched together, and contradictory. You see, the two personas, you feel patched together, you feel contradictory, you feel disorganized. The different hair color, you're hiding a split persona. And you're also trying to find power in humor, okay? You're trying to be on the lighthearted side of stressful things in your life. And a balance in maintaining your goals and your humanity and your self-respect. So you're working hard here. You are working very hard at that. Remember to take some time to celebrate. But that's what you're working hard at. And you're trying not to be cruel. You may have been very cruel in the past, and you're trying to overturn that right now. Okay, the next thing was this swimsuit, a full piece swimsuit with this device on someone's back. Let me pull that down here. Try to get it where we can see it. There we go. With a device on the back, lower back. So the device is an external control, and that needing to stand up for yourself and have confidence, right? You're trying to do it artificially. Or someone's trying to artificially control your confidence and your ability to stand up for yourself. The backless swimsuit represents the need to feel attractive and confident and empowered. But somebody's trying to control you while you're trying to achieve this. And they're trying to impose on your ability to stand up for yourself. The next is a wedding gown that had one shoulder up with a scarf sleeve, and then an off the shoulder sleeveless side. Okay, so there's another duality, but this one is different. This one represents a desire to stand out in a modern approach to your relationships. Also feeling exposed and vulnerable, probably to whoever this is. And you are taking high risks to enjoy life. You are ready to make a shift in life with work and relationships in a way that's unique to you. You're ready, you've got an idea of how to do things and balance it out for yourself, and you're ready to stand up for yourself and do that, but somebody's controlling that. Okay? And so this was all together. This was about our amigo friend. His lessons are also for you. So remember, this right here is innocence, being divinely guided, right? And then being vulnerable with endings. So, at some point you're going to have an ending, and you can always restart those or whatever else. But when whoever's controlling you is going to control how much work you have to do to make your way back from whatever endings you have. So be careful of that. Let's go ahead and do some tarot readings and see more about this reading here. Okay, so our first card, whoops, is the Seven of Swords. You've got a lot of choices out there right now, and some of them can look really wonderful. However, you might be being deceived. Do you see how this fish person was deceived and the cat got away with the fish? So you might be being deceived and someone might be trying to get away with your choices. Literally what that could be about, okay? You got the Seven of Coins. This means that you have had some ventures and things that you really poured yourself into, okay, that you planted, that you built, that you did. And these things are coming to fruition. You're maintaining them and you're doing a good job, okay? And they can be harvested and turned into bigger money opportunities someday as well. We've got the Five of Swords. So someone's trying to compete for your, they're trying to come at you with threats legally. They could be trying to blackmail you. They could be just doing narcissistic threats on you with arguments. Someone's coming at you mentally, okay? This is a time to go within, like our guy did here. He went within and he was true, honest, and vulnerable. And he knew that he wanted change. He was ready to see some change. That combination gave him access to God's pool. Okay? And it happened for him instantly. Let me pull another tarot deck here. You could get the World here. I think that's in your favor. Our guy got the World. I think that's the message, is that the World is going to be there for you. You're about ready to achieve it. But you're being warned against these personal things that aren't serving you. You're doing a good job here. You're learning how to have a ball. You're learning how to have a ball and celebrate. Okay, and that's good because you're going to erase the cruel part. You really will. Okay. Three of Cups. It is a time for celebration. That's what that's saying. Celebrate with friends. And then Ace of Swords. You're going to have a new idea like our guy had here. You're going to have something amazing come in for you that's going to change your life. It could be life-changing. The Hermit, again, it is time to go within. Okay, seek some truth and go within. Where was it over here? You see? To go within. Take that moment to set in the shade. Take that moment to celebrate by yourself. Take that moment to do some reflection and see how vulnerable you can be for change. That is the message. Because look how it worked out for our guy. One last card. Five of Swords. Again. Oh my gosh. Okay, so someone's really attacking you mentally. You've got a narcissist or you've got some friends that are they could be backstabbing you, but they are definitely fighting over ideas. They're fighting over things that, they want to, maybe legal issues, like I said. So hold on here. Let me show you this. Swords are air. So they are your thoughts. Okay, so your thoughts are fighting you, which could be true with this image here. It could be some legal stuff. It's all about truth, okay? So it's time to be true to yourself. And it's also about communication and legal stuff. So with communication, of course, that can represent gossip. That can represent future emails. It can represent anything. But fives are about strife. So there's some conflicts and strife going on in your communication areas, in your ideas, with with your friends talking about you behind your back, maybe. I don't know. But you do know. Just seeing this card, you already know. But it's come out twice. So let me show you. It's come out once. It's come out twice. 5 of Swords. The Hermit's come out twice. So yeah, you're being asked to look within because you need to see where somebody is pulling some narcissistic talk about you. You need to check your mail. You need to look at your emails. You need to see if there's something you aren't missing that can help you in business as well. Okay? Be vulnerable when you go within. Be ready for change. And it could happen quickly and divinely. Okay? Be blessed.